Hi folks, welcome back to another episode of the Wider channel. When my wife and I first started getting serious, she had a really serious conversation she wanted to have with me that I think in her mind was a make or break for our relationship. And she said bluntly, "What do you think about camping?" And I had this cringe look on my face. In the past, I had bought 4 different campers in four years in a row. I went from a pop-up to a hybrid. The third year, I bought a 36-foot travel trailer that had big slide-outs and the whole 9 yards, and upgraded to a diesel truck to pull it around with. And the fourth year, I bought a fifth wheel. And by the time that year ended, I sold the diesel truck and the fifth wheel as a package deal just to get out of camping. And camping at that point represented getting home from work on Friday after working a long, hard day, hooking up to the truck, packing the camper with all the things, towing it for a half hour to an hour to a campground, finding a spot, setting it all up, and then by about 11 o'clock at night, finally opening up a beverage and getting to enjoy a fire. Only to have Saturday to relax and enjoy what I could enjoy of it, because Sunday morning we'd have to be out of the campground by 11 o'clock. So you got to get up in the morning and pack everything all up, and then you go drive it all back home and put it all away, and it was just a lot of work to have a little bit of recreation. So it wasn't really an enjoyable thing to me. And I had told her this story and told her, why camping made me make the cringe face. So she told me all about the way that she camps. Basically, you pack up your bag for the weekend. You go up, you pull the awning out, put your clothes away, and you camp. And when you're good and ready to leave on the end of the weekend, whenever that may be, we leave when we want to. The camper doesn't move year round. And I said, that's something I could really get into. So we realized real early that before we even went camping that we were going to have to change things up. With the size of both of our families combined, that really wasn't feasible. So we bought a little travel trailer bunkhouse, and on opening day of 2019 we went up and put our new camper in. We camped in that for half of that season until we decided that we needed a little more space. The girls were competing for the bathroom, so we found a fifth wheel that had 2 bathrooms in it, one for the kids and one for us. And the folks that were selling it gave us an excellent deal on it. So we purchased that and sold the bunkhouse the same day. We've done pretty well with the camper scenario. The new camper that we have, we bought about a year and a half ago from friends of ours that were just getting out of camping altogether. They no longer wanted to do the whole camp thing with having young kids, and this was more up the alley of what we were looking for in a camper. And again, we put our camper up for sale, sold it the same week, and bought this one from our friends. So we've been camping in this one for like a year and a half, and it's been super nice. My question to you is, what do you do for the weekends? Do you go to a cabin? Do you go out on a boat? Do you spend time on your Spyder or your motorcycle? You got to do something to have fun in this life, otherwise, what are you doing it all for? Well, folks, it was a fun weekend at the camper. Got our boat put in the water. Pretty excited for the camping season ahead. Got good friends here, good company. Excited for the ride home. That's best part about this is we don't have to be out at any certain time like back in the old days of camping in the campgrounds, the state parks and whatnot. We had to be out by 11 o'clock. This one, our camper is here year round, so we come and go whenever. And I tell you what, my wife and I spend as much money on the lease of this space at the campground as I used to pay for the gasoline to pull it around. So then you got to worry about storage and all the different things that can happen to you on the road, blowouts, tires, all that fun stuff. You'll never have to worry about that. Some people really like the having the different campgrounds that they go to regularly. And just like that, here comes the open air. Oh yeah. That is so much better. What a nice ride. If you're thinking about a Spyder, check it out. Don't wait too long. Life's too short. Had a recent reminder, a couple of recent reminders with friends how life is very short. Our good friend Coach Bob had his heart scare. It's definitely something that I can relate to, having had a heart scare of my own when I was 39. Drove myself into the ER because my Apple Watch had said that I was having signs of atrial fibrillation, and I was feeling like just dirt. It felt terrible that day. Stress was higher than normal, and I was just thinking it was a stress issue, and got into the hospital, and they ran a couple tests. They gave me nitro, and ended up in a heart cath not too long after that. So after seeing that Coach Bob had his heart emergency, his heart issue, we all wish him well. Hope he's doing better. And then just this past week, a really good friend of mine that I've worked with in the fire service for a good long time, actually my fire chief, had a heart emergency while performing his duties. He has some other duties as a diver on the dive team. And he ended up having to be resuscitated and get shocks from the AED. Thankfully, he was surrounded by very, very good, competent folks that revived him, and he made it to the hospital where they got him into the cath right away and got him going again. So he is in good shape and recovering. A little sore from all the fun compressions that he received. I say fun, they're not fun at all. Thankfully, I haven't had to I haven't been on the receiving end of that compression business. I'm on the giving end. So life's too short. That's the bottom line of what I'm trying to say. You never know when your last day is going to be. So if you're thinking about jumping over to the three-wheel side of things, why wait? Check it out. See if it's something you really want to do. Find that Can-Am ride event. If you have a friend that rides a Can-Am Spyder or Riker and you want to check it out, I can't speak for everyone, but I can tell you from me being a Spyder owner and someone who wants to check it out, say, hey, come sit on it. If you want to take it for a ride, you take it for a ride. That's I haven't had anybody take me up on the offer yet, but I don't know too many people that would turn away somebody that wanted to take their Spyder for a ride. I guess unless they know you well enough to know that you're not somebody that they trust on their Spyder. So the last thing that I really wanted to get in on this trip, because I have two things I wanted to finish this off with, is kind of going over the what I have into this Spyder. Some people look at this and say that is a really expensive thing you've got there, and I get to tell the story to them, but I haven't really told the story completely to the whole of YouTube. So I guess here it goes. Back when my wife and I decided that we were gonna greenlight having a Spyder, started looking, and a lot of the Spyders were out of my budget. And I kind of briefed on this in the beginning, was in the very first episode, was the fact that I really wasn't going to spend all the money on a new one, and looking at 2014 and up, I think 2014 to 2017, 2018 was kind of where I was really looking, because I wanted this 1330. I started really looking. Facebook Marketplace was where I chose to do all my searching and looking at prices and seeing what I was going to be able to afford. And I ran across this listing on Marketplace for a Can-Am three-wheeler, I believe is what, it didn't even say Spyder in the ad. It was just Can-Am three-wheel, something like that. I'll put the ad up on the screen here. And I said, I've got these two jet skis. My four-stroke was a little more than I really wanted. And I had a single spot trailer that I could put my my two-stroke Sea-Doo on. So I offered it up to him. He said $5,000 or best offer was what he had this listed for. So I offered up my fully running Sea-Doo. And he had said in his ad for this that he had no idea what was wrong with it, but it didn't start. And me, I didn't know anything about these, so I said, you know, I'm going to take a chance on this. Because I don't mind getting my my knuckles busted working on engines. It's not anything strange to me. And YouTube is usually a place that I will find the answers to what I'm looking for. So I said, what the heck? Offered him up my 4-stroke supercharged Sea-Doo with the 2-spot trailer to sweeten the deal up for the shape that it was in. The worst case scenario from what I had seen was engines on eBay were going for about $3,000 on average for something that looked decent. If I couldn't repair it, I knew that I could at least get away with spending a couple $1,000s or $3,000, maybe $4,000 to put an engine in this and be still well ahead of what it was worth. So I got it home and I started looking on YouTube for answers. That's what we do these days when we don't know what we're doing, when we are looking for answers of how to do this or that. We look to YouTube. Somebody has done it before, usually. So I had run across a couple of videos from the channels like It's Yours, Own It, and Sean Smokes, and hadn't really seen anything the in-depth of, like even something like changing the spark plugs. I couldn't find any videos that showed that. So I said, you know, this is the bucket list thing of wanting to start a YouTube channel, but not really knowing what I wanted to do with that. This was the perfect opportunity. So again, back to the point of the Spyder here is something that I originally traded a jet ski or a Sea-Doo watercraft that to me was worth about $4,000, and the trailer probably worth another $700. As I started digging into it, I started buying some parts here and there, and got it torn down to realize that there wasn't anything I was going to do to repair this engine. I wasn't going to rescue this engine because of the amount of metal shavings that were in the oil. It didn't seem like it was something that I wanted to, wasn't something that I wanted to stick money into and trying to get that running and just to have it blow up again because the tolerances were off and things weren't right because of the metal shavings. So I started putting the feelers out there for an engine, and I kind of told the story back in the episode where I went to go get the engine for Mr. Jim. But I did not reveal in that episode what kind of deal I had gotten from Mr. Jim. Kind of wanted to leave it for this episode here to reveal all of the prices and what I've got into this thing. So here I am today, going to tell you that originally I had talked to Mr. Jim about the price of the engine. He said he fixed Spyders that were broken and sold them. But during COVID, it was so hard to get parts that he decided to part the one that he had out. And the money that he had into it, he had made the money back off of all the parts and was pretty well into the black. He said, but I still have this engine in here that I need to get rid of. And since I'm in the black, I'll give it to you for $1,500. And we talked for a little bit longer, and I, had told him that at that point my budget was pretty tight, and the trip down there was going to cost me a few bucks to get to South Carolina to pick that up. He says, I tell you what, I'll give it to you $1,000, but I want it out of my garage. So I said, you've got a deal. Got the money rounded up, and I think it was not even a week later I was on my way down to pick it up. So the Sea-Doo and the trailer, about $4,700, then another $1,000 for the engine. And then all of the miscellaneous plastic pieces that were broken on this, I figure I have about another $1,000 into all that parts that I've purchased from Big Country Powersports. So they've worked with me quite well. So big shout out to them, of course, as usual. But I have about $1,000 into the plastic parts that I've repaired on this. So $4,700, another $1,000 into the engine, plus gas and stuff to get to South Carolina. I figured that was about $300 for the round trip worth of fuel and the trip. So there's about $6,000, and then all the plastic, there's $7,000. So I have about $7,000 into this Spyder. When I originally started looking at Spyders, a 2016 with a decent amount of miles on it, if you were looking, somewhere around 60,000 miles, was still around $16,000, $17,000. So I'm about $10,000 under the budget that I had figured for doing this, had I pulled money from the bank to make this happen. And then there's also the things like the CarPlay device, the Ride, that was on a promotion program where they made me an affiliate of Ride and gave me the device. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's something that I would have bought myself had I not been approached to do it. This was the one that I was planning on buying anyway, so I figure if they're going to give me one and make me an affiliate to their program, and those of you that have decided to buy them off of that affiliate program, it saved them $50 on top of the already reduced price in that, buying them direct from Ride. And I made money for the channel as well to start paying back some of the expenses of the channel. And I'm a camera junkie, so I like to buy some of the latest and greatest cameras and the gadgets, the GoPro things, and so it's kind of nice to pay back the account that I'm pulling this for all these toys that bring you these episodes with. So this channel becomes more than just me having fun and showing you the things. I'll actually be able to invest some more money back into it. I'm really excited about the next winter project. I am searching high and low at this point for a Spyder F3 that I have decided my next project. I want to be a Spyder F3. If the right Spyder, if it's not a F3 and it happens to be an RT and is the right kind of deal, falls in my lap, then so be it. But I am really, really wanting to dig into an F3 as my next project. So I am on the lookout, and if any of you know of one that is out there with a broken engine, I really specifically want to stay away from the ones that have been in accidents and redo those. I may go that route, but I really enjoyed digging into this 1330 and diagnosing the issue, even though we didn't fix the original one. I gained a lot of knowledge along the way of digging into that, so I would like to fix one instead of just replacing the engine. So if anyone knows of one, an F3, or I've got a friend over in Australia, Beanie Boy Moto, that he has a Spyder F3 that is a manual, is the SM6 transmission. In having that clutch to grab, I think that's so cool. If I could clutch and shift, that's something I think I'd really enjoy on an F3, is having that manual transmission. I really do like this automatic, the push button transmission on this semi-automatic SE6. You don't really have to think about anything, just push the button. And those of you that know, that is my wife in front of me in her Jeep. She wanted to take her Jeep, take the Freedom tops off, and enjoy her ride the way she likes to go up to the camper. And I wanted to take my Spyder and do my thing. She left a little bit ahead of me to go up in the first place, so it worked out that we both got to take our toys. That's about all I have for today, so hopefully I will see you on the next one.